Kia ora Cancer, welcome to your May 2015 Taroscope reading. So wherever you are around the world, I hope you can take a few minutes, sit back and relax and listen to what might be coming your way for May. Now this beautiful crystal in the background is one that's recently come to me. It is a piece of pyrite or fool's gold, particularly appealing in its beautiful sparkling manner, and I thought it might be nice to put into your reading. It's also known as a positive manifestation stone, which can help financial abundance. So let's see what's in store for you guys, Cancer, for May 2015. The Knight of Swords, the Fool, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Pentacles. So we have two major arcanas right in the middle of the month, and we have a sword beginning and pentacles at the end. So let's sort of move our way through these. We see the beginning of May. We often think of this guy on this horse as a little bit charged up. He's got determination on his mind. So you might start the month of May with quite a bit of, right, I'm going to get what I want type action. He's pretty full on, he's fast, and he's furious. Now he can also literally be an air sign energy, because they're quite often about words and how they use their words, and they can be a little bit aggressive with their words. So there could be a bit of tension around words at the beginning of May. You might be the one who chooses to use them and set some boundaries with people or situations that crop up, or there could be someone that just brings that energy in and creates a few situations around that manner. Now it can also relate to a sort of a younger type person. It might be a family member, a co-worker, or a sibling, and again in the air sign type vibration, that you might be either thinking of them or supporting them in one way or another, or there may be issues that come to mind with them at the beginning of the month of May. As we move into this Fool card, being one of the major arcanas, it's often about new beginnings and just going out regardless. It's kind of got a wee bit of the same energy as this one here. You can see he's charging off in this wild direction and a little bit not thinking too much about the repercussions of the actions that he's taking, because he's too fast to think about that. This guy here, although he's going at a much slower pace, he's still like his head's in the air and he's singing away to himself and he's going, oh, stuff it, I'm just going to do what I like because that's the mood I'm in, and I feel like a new direction, I feel like some new vitality, and nobody's going to tell me otherwise. That's often the energy that the Fool has. So it's the very beginning of the major arcana cards, so it is about new journeys in one way or another, like bringing newness into situations, whether it's your career, whether it's relationships. It can be about changes of residence or where you live. It can even be about going on travel and embarking, almost like this, on walking journeys or experiencing travel at the grassroots or the base roots, and connecting with the people who live in various regions or areas, listening to them and experiencing their way of life. So it can be quite a cathartic card, and it may even sort of come to you at the spiritual level. It might be something really that connects with you at your heart or an emotional level about this change that you might be bringing in. And then as we come into the next card for May, right next to it, it's almost the complete opposite. It's still a major arcana, but this guy is in a period of status or static movement. It's like he's contemplating an awful lot, and often when this card turns up, you get the feeling of being at a crossroad or an interjunction where you're not quite sure what way do I go. So there could be a situation that crops up that literally leaves you feeling like you're at a T intersection. You have a couple of options, you're not necessarily quite sure which one to take, and sometimes it requires a lot of thinking about it, or a lot of spiritual connection and coming and going. he's got this light shining from his head, which means he's definitely being given some sort of inner thought process activity that is happening. And I see too here the sun is very relevant in this card as well, and it's almost directed down at his head. So it's something possibly about your emotional being and the changes that you might put into place, or the contemplation of change. Now these could be in any areas. Again, it could be work, it could be your personal life, it could be career opportunities, or just a direction in life that you were going in. Now sometimes, as I say, it means it comes to a bit of a halt. So you might have started something and for some reason you have to put a halt on it, or that it's slowed down one way or another. So that's another feeling with the Hanged Man. But when he turns up, it usually does denote change, and that it will happen, and it happens at quite a profound level. And it's interesting that he's right next to this card. So perhaps you go to start something and then decide it's going to take longer than, you know, just a quick flibbity-jibbity feeling, and it could go deeper than you first thought it might too. So it might require more time and more energy and input and finding out, you know, is it the right thing to do. We get to the end of May and we see here the Six of Pentacles. This is kind of a money card. It requires balance. I often think of it as being balance, and so therefore your finances in May might need to be balanced a little bit. You might need to slow down, and it's also about paying out. So you see he's actually paying in a positive manner. He's giving. So the gift of giving might be available for you. You might be able to help support someone in your family, like your relatives one way or another. They might come to you for financial support, and you might be in a position to give that. Or it's got to do with money changing hands, whether or not it's you trying to work out how to pay your bills so that you're balancing the payments appropriately, like not all giving it to one area of bill payment and not the other. It's possibly about you even getting support from others as well. It can swing both ways with this card, but I think it just tells us to be cautious, to think twice, to also be supportive if others do need your assistance in any way or shape or form, and that's financial, emotional or physical, because this would be a time when you could really benefit from helping others, and that's the gift of giving, which is quite important. Health-wise, I would say this card is the one that makes me think a little bit of needing to take time out, slow down, take a break. Even this one can relate to me thinking of headaches. He even gives me a bit of a headache looking at him. So whether or not you get some sort of head things going on in May, whether they're headaches or head pain, there could be a little bit of that as well. But other than that, you've got quite a nice reading for May. Lots of thoughts going on with you guys. Contemplation of perhaps where you want to be. So for the next part of the reading, I'm going to use these cards by Tony Salarino. This is what they look like on the back. They're really quite powerful cards, and they can sort of address our inner psyche, if you like, the hidden part of us, or our shadow self. So let's see what messages come up here for you. I think it's quite a nice time to use these, because a lot of people around the world are really looking for some sort of deep answers to questions and issues that they have in their life. So I thought this might be a nice deck to uplift and use. So let's have a look. The Goddess of Oneness. Oh, someone you love is thinking fondly of you at the moment. Now there's two meanings for this card. This can be absolutely someone around you. So you may be coming into a new relationship and you could be meeting with them. So there's definitely a nice feeling of connection, of love and support. And it may not be romantic either. It could be associated with that last card in your reading about the fact that it could be a time when you give out to support others. Well, you're either really appreciated for that, or else there are people in your life that are really happy to support you and give you all the nurturing you need, because they're there they're around you. Now the other message for this card is that it can be anyone who has recently passed over in spirit. So if you have lost a relative or a friend that's been very dear to you, they would just like to pass that message across, that they are thinking of you and that they still, you know, love you, and offer their best intentions and kind of spiritual love as well. So that's really nice message for you there, whichever one of those is going to resonate most with you. And one more. Angel of Healing. The angels have felt your sadness and have shown up today to send you their healing. So this is about, you can see here these two people, and he is reaching deep into her solar plexus to take away any pain that might be there. So for any of you who have experienced any sadness around relationships, are quite involved in this one here, he's sending these beautiful healing energy rays right into her to help remove any pain that's left over. And it can also be anger that's left, because he's kind of reaching into and around the liver area, and the liver is an organ that really holds anger. So if there's any anger or pain involved in any past issues or relationships that you have around you, know that there is some angelic vibrations that are trying to do some healing work on your physical body as well as your emotional body, and that support could be taking place for you. So you can meditate on it to kind of activate it and get a feel for it, and it's also the ability to help release that pain and anger that might be building up in you. So this is a time when you can cathartically allow a healing to take place. So it would be really, really beautiful energy to uplift and, you know, make the most of for the month of May. They're quite strong messages there, I have to say, Cancer, quite profound. And I'll do you one of the beautiful Angel of Atlantis cards, because everyone seems to love this white light energy. So we just shuffle them a little bit, spread them out, and see which one we're going to pick. You got the card Communion. Raphael, again, the healing angel. That's all the beautiful green light, the healing around the heart, so that middle part of the body. Lots of healing for you for this month, if you're willing or wanting to uplift it, which I think is really nice. Communion is and this Communion card is again about healing, and it seems as though there's a message there for you guys. As I say, if you want to uplift any healing in the month of May, you've been given the opportunity with the vibrations that are around, because this is about healing anything where there's not divine communion within your body. So if there are parts of your soul or your body or relationships or your life that is out of balance, this is the ability to bring back into balance with divine healing. So you've got a really nice reading there, and lots of opportunity to, I guess, forgive and move on, or allow, just beautiful, calming, therapeutic healing work to take place. So that's nice for May. Really, really lovely. Wishing you all the best. Have a wonderful May ahead. Thanks for following, listening and subbing. I really appreciate it, and I love all your comments as well. Kia kaha and much aroha. Namaste.